Kentucky native and Kentucky freshman guard Travis Perry announced that he is going to enter the transfer portal. This came an hour before the portal closed. Interesting news there. And the teams that Perry is in contact with right now might rustle some feathers in Lexington. We'll talk about this and kind of what went on in the situation and why the fan base seems to be a little bit split on this. We'll talk about it all on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, publisher over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined as always by Carson Nash. Carson, you got a big Keeneland day tomorrow. What big race is tomorrow?
The Breeders something or other. I don't really know.
Was talking about
leave it in the comments, all the horse people. I know that's probably awful that we don't know that, but
horse knowers, yeah. And also, who do y'all got in the Derby? Let us. Well, you all can tell us that next week. We'll worry about that next week. But because we'll be doing some research there. But yeah, Carson, this was a weird situation. I mean, those of you that have listened to us, over the past month, I mean, no, Travis Perry was not a big part of our plan for the, how we anticipated the roster shaping up. Like, we can tell you that's reality. But at the same time, I didn't expect him to head out. Now, I mean, I was surprised by the news, Carson. I mean, could you say the same for yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, homegrown kid. I mean, anytime a kid from Kentucky that leaves Kentucky to transfer, maybe even in the SEC, it's always a little questionable.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it was a situation where I didn't see Travis Perry having a big role for us next year. I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody listening to this, we get a couple people comment here and there and say, hey, I think he could. Maybe in a year, 2 years, maybe. I didn't see it happening this year. But I didn't expect him to hit the portal, Carson. I mean, it really did just come as a bit of a shock to me because he's so loved here. He's so loved by this fan base. I think he loves his home state. But you know what it came down to? I think it's pretty simple. You know what he loves more than all of that?
Playing time.
Basketball and playing time and playing the game he loves is what it sounds like to me. So, and I mean, we've heard about what happened leading up to this decision, and there's been what's been a bit frustrating. I've seen a lot of fans putting the blame and the assumption that Coach Pope told him to kick rocks, and that is not what has happened here. He had a spot on this team. He knew he wasn't going to play, and he loves basketball, and he wanted to go find somewhere that he could get some playing time and develop his game, Carson. I mean, that's what we heard. What are your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I feel bad for the kid as well because he was kind of thrown into the fire this year with the injuries from Lamont and Kerr, like having to step up. Travis was supposed to come here and develop for a couple years before he was thrown into the fire, and he was thrown in his first year. And honestly, kudos to that kid because he went out guns a-blazing. He tried his hardest, and it just didn't work out for him. So I still love Travis Perry. I hope he does great wherever he goes next, even if it's within the SEC. But yeah, I feel for him, and I hope Kentucky fans can kind of show him some grace out. I know we will, but I hope they do.
But you know what's funny? I don't think everything I've seen, all of the shade's been thrown at Coach Pope. I think a lot of people have been supportive of Travis Perry, which we should be. He's a Kentuckian. We're rooting for him to go wherever he goes. Well, potentially. We'll get to that in a minute. 85% of the places he could go, we're rooting for him. We'll get there. I mean, it'd be hard. I don't know if I could, you know what I mean? We'll get to that. I'll just spoiler. Louisville, Arkansas, and Tennessee are three of the schools that have reached out to him. So if you can sit here and tell me that you're rooting for him, then any Carson listeners, not buying it. I'm not buying it.
You think I'm rooting for him?
Huh?
You think I'm rooting for him if he goes there?
No, I don't think you're rooting for him. He goes to Ole Miss or WKU. Heck yeah, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
He goes to Louisville. Nope. Not you. And he'll know that if he goes there. He's from this state. Yeah, but no, I don't see that. This is just people that have reached out to him. I mean, when we get to visits and stuff, we'll see. My prediction is he goes to Ole Miss. I know you share in that, Carson.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of the fan base upset at Mark Pope. And like I said, we have seen Mark Pope in his introductory press conference, every step of the way, he's been so supportive of these Kentucky native players from start to finish. He said so many great things about Trent Noah and about Travis Perry. He knows how much those players mean to this state. He did not tell Travis Perry to leave. Travis Perry, I'm sure they met. Well, we've heard that they met and they sat down and Travis wanted some playing time. And that's it. Mark Pope didn't tell him to leave. He wanted some playing time. I'm sure he said, listen, you're going to have to fight if you want to get some minutes. I mean, he probably told him that. He's going to be honest with him. But, so that's my thoughts there, Carson.
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. And I mean, like I said, we're all gonna root for Travis at his next stop, unless it's at one of those 3 schools. But yeah, I'm still a big Travis Perry fan. He's an awesome human being. So he's a great kid. So wish him well for sure.
Yeah. That's what frustrated me, and that's why we wanted to talk about this. When we talking about what we're going to do today on Thursday, we had back and forth. Maybe we'll do kind of predicting lineups and minutes, and we'll do more. That'll be our next week plan. We're going to talk a lot about who's going to play what minutes and all that kind of stuff, and predicting roles and starters. We'll get it more into that off-season stuff next week. But we wanted to talk about this just because I hate things that divide our fan base, and this really it felt pretty 50-50. People that were saying there's no way Pope told him to leave, and people saying, Pope, you're not nice. You told him to leave.
You mean 50-50? The 50% are the people on Facebook, and then the other 50 are the people on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. That's pretty good. But so that's why we want to talk about that today. I mean, we don't have any plans to go super long today. I've been frustrated by that because I think people need to understand Mark Pope is bigger than basketball on a lot of these things. I don't think he would ever do it. But I mean, for the folks saying at the end of the day, this is a business, Carson, not just Kentucky basketball, college athletics as a whole. I mean, we have trades now in college football between Tennessee and UCLA. Like, this is legit stuff. And Mark Pope, the reality is, if he would have rolled with Travis Perry as his point guard 2 next year, I don't think he has a job for a very long time. Like, he has to, because I think Travis needs more time to develop. That's what I'm saying. He's not ready. A couple more years, he might be, but not right now. And his job is to put together the best possible roster. And I think he did that in the portal. And that might have hurt Travis Perry in his playing time, but he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's just I think it's a mutual agreement of separation from both parties. I mean, I don't think there's any more to look at other than that. It was best for both parties.
And I don't think it's going to be like a crazy X situation either. Like, it was a mutual, like, hey, we're going to split.
This could be an X that comes back.
Yeah, touche. But, I agree with you on that. I guess I just look at this situation and I say to myself, yes, Mark Pope, if you consider recruiting great players to come in for our team next year, pushed out Travis Perry. Sure, you could argue that to me, but he had a spot on this team. If he wanted to stay here and develop it and try and, get to that next level, he could have done it here. But he's chosen, he wants to go do it somewhere where he can get more minutes. And I respect him for that. He loves his hometown. He loves his home state. He loves the University of Kentucky. But at the end of the day, he loves basketball more than all those things. And that's why he's chosen to go and find a new place to call home and try and develop and hone in his skills and get a little bit better on defense and all that stuff. And maybe, once again, if he goes to WKU for 2 years and becomes a better defender and can't miss from 3, hell yeah, come on back down, Travis Perry. We'll take you with the, no question. So now, Carson, let's read this list of schools that are after Mr. Perry here. Okay. Ole Miss, fine. Cool with that. Maryland, fine. Don't care. Vandy, doesn't bother me. Iowa, sure. Georgia, okay. Missouri, LSU, Western Kentucky, South Carolina, all fine by me. Arkansas, Louisville, Tennessee. Like I said, if I was putting in my crystal ball, Carson, I know we agree on this, we'd both lean toward him going to Ole Miss. But
I'd have already put one in for Ole Miss.
I'm surprised he's got so many SEC looks here. I mean, that's 1, 2.
I am too. And no knock on him, but it's just size.
8.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's a great shooter. You know what I mean? And I believe he'll get more savvy as a college basketball
Oh,
player.
and he's an intelligent basketball player.
Yeah.
He's all intelligence you can get.
It's just where he lacks is defense and size. He just doesn't have it.
And what conference does that better than every single other conference?
SEC. And that's what I'm saying here. I'm a little surprised by the SEC. I'm anxious. Let's say he goes to Ole Miss. Could he be in that guard role that we saw? Like, I think Padula last year is a good example. I mean, Padula played a lot of minutes and was a pretty good player. I mean, I don't see Travis Perry being Sean Padula.
He was more physical.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, like, if he goes to Vandy, is he going to be Jason Edwards? No. Like, you know what I mean? So we're not trying to knock the kid.
I think Jason Edwards is transferring, though.
I'm saying that, like, Jason Edwards, like,
guard
this year. I'm saying he's not going to go to Vandy and be what Jason Edwards was this year. Yeah, he went to, I think it was Providence. I'm surprised, but I mean, good for him, man. I mean, if an SEC school believes he can come in and be a shooter for them and help them, heck yeah. Best of luck to him. I just hope it's not Tennessee, Arkansas, or Louisville, because that would make me mad, and I wouldn't want to do that. Well, I mean, he has to know how bad that would be.
He knows he's not going to one of those schools. I know he's not going to go to one of those schools.
We're leaning obviously toward him going to Ole Miss. I feel pretty good about that, but it's just like, gosh, and this is just reached out to him. That doesn't mean he's going there on a visit. They've called him, said, "Hey,"
they contacted him.
Travis. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So no, it's not like no one be mad at him.
He left on voicemail.
Yeah, exactly. He said, "Oh yeah, I don't John Calipari decline in call."
That's what I'm saying. Why is Arkansas on that list when John Calipari didn't even want him at the University of Kentucky?
Yeah, and then he just took him out of like pity, it felt like, toward the end. Yeah,
no, he did. He 100% did.
Yeah.
He had to be convinced into taking him.
I told Cameron, we were sitting downstairs talking about this, watching the Little Vegas Matt, and I said that I'm like, I wonder. I have no issues with Cal anymore. I mean, the amount of times I have said Cal's name in the last like 3 months has gone down like 400% from the previous 3 months. But I do almost feel like he's doing this as like a ha-ha kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Do you think he really wants Travis Perry to come on his team and be a
I don't think so. I mean, it would be it would make me laugh so hard if it happened, though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm almost sitting here going, maybe he's just doing this as like a
I almost kind of hope it happens.
Yeah.
I almost kind of hope it happens.
Yeah.
Because it would be funny.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I know you mentioned recruits earlier. You want to hear some new recruits that Pope's been visiting for the 2026?
Let's hear it. Yeah, Pope is rolling in 26.
Yeah.
He
doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we were talking point guard position, none other than Talon Kinney, 2026 guard from Kentucky.
Yeah.
I think, where's he from? Is he a Frankfurt? Where's he from?
I thought it was like northern Kentucky. I thought it was like
was it northern Kentucky?
I'll look it up. I know he's a Kentucky like native.
Yeah, but he's like a combo guard out of Overtime Elite. He's a major stud in the next class. He might be the number one overall point guard by the end of the rankings. But Caleb Holt got a visit as well, another big time player, and scheduling a visit is none other than Tyran Stokes, the number one player in the whole class, also a Kentucky native.
Yeah,
and when a Kentucky native schedules a visit to Kentucky, you can do the Vince Carter gif.
Yeah,
it's over.
This run and a lot of these players obviously aren't playing in the state of Kentucky. Like Stokes is playing. I forget where he's at.
Yeah, I mean Jasper didn't play.
No, but I'm just saying the run of talent we've had that are like Kentucky natives. I know they're not playing here, but they're still Kentucky natives. Is really crazy. When you go from Reed,
this is the most talent we have ever had.
Yeah, in this much of a span, you go from Reed to Travis and Trent to Malachi and Jasper to Stokes and Kenny. I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it really is. I want to see. I wrote an article about this today, and there were some angry people, and that's okay. It's part of what I do for a living. But all I said in this article was I want to see Mark Pope go get a big fish in this class that it doesn't have Kentucky ties to shut up the people that are saying, well, he's just getting these Kentucky kids. Because here's the deal. Now, this year, let's say he gets Stokes and Kenny, and then that's it. You're fine there. But at some point, there ain't going to be any Kentucky kids in the top 100, and we're going to have to win a recruit.
I'll tell you who that is, and he's top 5.
Who?
His name is it's Jason Crow Jr. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, we have ties to him because
Jason Hart and his
Hart.
dad are really good friends.
Yeah.
And they're from California, but they're really tight. And so I think that we're going to have a really, really good shot with him. And he's a top 5 kid, every bit of it. He's a lighted up shooter and he's a lefty. So it makes it even better.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because we had some folks on the, what's that called? MSN Hostel this morning. And I love it about that. And I mean, I don't think I'm just saying at some point he's going to have, you know what I mean? He's going to have to land a big time recruit that's not from here. And I'm not worried about him doing it. It's going to shut up a crowd of people that are concerned about it. So I mean, I think he'll do that in this 2026 class. That's my take. So, I think it's going to be fun to watch him recruit this class, but also Mark Pope's not going to be bringing in 5-6 guys in these recruiting classes like you're used to John Calipari doing. I think you're going to see 2 to 3 people in pretty much every single recruiting class from Mark Pope.
2 to 3.
Because he's going to retain players, go get 4 or 5 guys in the portal, and have his 2 to 3 guys come in his recruiting classes every year. And I think it's going to work. I mean, I think once again, he's done it this year, and we have a top 5 team. So I'm rolling with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
And then what are your thoughts on Hawthorne, Carson, the kid? How do you feel? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know, because here's the thing. His role here is not going to be the same as it is at other schools, like at all. And I don't want to elaborate too far on that, but I think that he is one of those kids that could choose this development path because he sees it as a way to get to the NBA. But I also could see it as, hey, I want to get to the NBA faster, which is the WVU route where you could get money faster and just start and play 30 minutes a game.
Well, here's my thing about it. Have you heard his offer list?
Yeah.
Florida Gulf Coast, Mount St. Mary's, Ohio, Old Dominion, Pepperdine, Radford, UMBC. I'll never forget when we watched UMBC beat Virginia, your old house in the basement. Remember that? We were rolled up. West Virginia and Wichita State. That's his offer list. So, I mean, my only thing I'd say about what you're saying is I think wherever he goes, he's taking the whole development route personally. Yeah. So why not do it at Kentucky if they want you to come do it at Kentucky? I mean, who's a player that I think is honestly, I mean, not play style, but a similar comparison for me that is now going to be a first round pick. I think I haven't seen what he's doing, but is a dude. I mean, when Calipari brought in the Dew, he was the same thing, like a 3-4 type of star guy that was just going to come in and be on the team, played a little bit as a freshman.
This guy's a much better scorer than a Dew.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, you can succeed in that role of like, well, I'm going to come in and be just a guy for you and then develop. That's what a Dew did. You know what I mean? A kid like this can do that. We've seen it happen before is all I'm saying. So
yeah, and he's come here and develop, which is close by, so it's not too far.
So that is all good stuff there on the recruiting trail. I think Mark Pope's going to have a hell of a class in 26 in high school. I think it'll be high. I think he'll have 2 5-stars like he did this year, but I think it'll be 2 higher ranked 5-stars where his class is even better. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year because I think he's going to have a heck of a recruiting class. So any other thoughts on Perry, Carson, before we get on out of here?
No, that's it. It looks like the roster is pretty much finalized other than Otega's return, hopefully. So we should be hopefully hearing something from him soon, I would imagine. He got ranked like 77th.
Yeah, he's not in any mock drafts. I wrote about that this morning.
Yeah.
Everything I'm seeing, he's not even in the second round. And obviously he didn't enter the portal. So if he's coming back to college, he's coming back to Kentucky. So
I was not scared of him entering the portal.
I wasn't either. I'm just saying, that's a fact now.
Oh, so yeah.
I expect him. I expect Otega Oweh to be on this team. I genuinely I would say my concern was 3%, and now it's like 0.1. Yeah. I mean, I was never really concerned, but now I'm not concerned at all. So yeah, you're right. So yeah, next week, Carson and I plan to do some we'll workshop it. We need to do a live here soon too, Carson. We can predict some starting lineups.
How about we do a live to break down what we think the roster construction is going to look like?
We could do that. You want to do that? We'll do that Monday night or something.
Yeah, around there.
All right,
Monday or Tuesday, we'll do it.
Monday or Tuesday night. And once again, if you follow our Twitter, whenever we go live, we'll update you on the Twitter. We also put a lot of funny stuff out there, interesting stats. So follow our Twitter. We'll let you know Monday or Tuesday. We'll go live and talk about all of that. It'll be fun. Talk about starting lineups, minute rotations, roster, all that. So Monday or Tuesday, be ready. You could also, after hopefully hitting that subscribe button, press the notification bell, and then it'll tell you, because I always create the live the morning of. So it'll tell you, oh, at 7:00 they're going live. So if you hit the subscribe button, which we'd appreciate a lot, and then hit the notification bell, it'll tell you when we're going to go live.
And if you enjoy us a lot, you can tell a couple friends about us too.
That would help too. That's always good. Word of mouth marketing, baby. That always gets the job done. So, hey, really appreciate y'all stopping in. Like we said, please hit those buttons. It would mean a lot to us. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Hopefully people have a good time at Keeneland tomorrow. One last day before that's the end of it. Derby week next week. We'll talk about that some. We'll see you next time on the Wildcats Today podcast.